Luke here with Propex North America. Today we're going to do a setup and running video of our PS2000 into a Freedom camper. So when we get to camp, what we'll do is we'll take our PS2000. I already have our universal window flange mounted into the Freedom. We will take out our air intake hose from the box, take out our regulator, take out our hot air hose, our digital thermostat, and I'm going to use a cigarette style power cord because I do have a Yeti inside of the Freedom camper, so that's what we're going to use for power in this setup. Everything has its own nice place inside of the box, so it's real easy to transport and set up when you need it. We're going to close up that, set up our heater. I have it on this bench. You're more than welcome to put it on the floor if that works better for your install. So first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to get my thermostat and power supply kind of routed. I'm not going to hook it up to power quite yet, but I am going to get it through this nice bulkhead through port here. So make sure our wires aren't tangled so we can reach the heater. I'm going to go through here with my power cord. And I'm going to go through here with our digital thermostat. And then just going to hang my digital thermostat in here for the moment. And so I'm going to leave it unhooked from power right now while I get everything set up. That's going to be the last thing we do is actually turn the power on. So with our digital thermostat, we'll take that to the front side of our heater. And right here is where we have our plug for our digital thermostat. We're also going to want to take our caps off of here and store them inside of here. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hook up my hot air duct to my window flange. And this is our return duct. And that goes to the front of the heater as well. And then since I'm not plugged into power right now, I'm going to go ahead and take my cord and plug it into the power connection on the front of the heater as well. Again, the other side of this is not plugged into my power bank, but now we have all four of our systems hooked up. Just a couple more steps before we're going to fire it up is we're going to get our propane tank and our quick connect regulator. On the side of the unit, we have our male end. I'm going to plug that in. I have this valve off at the moment while I plug this into our propane tank. So we're going to make sure that's nice and snug. Of course, propane tanks go the opposite way of righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, so just a reminder on that. So now I'm going to turn our propane on. So propane is now running through the regulator and being stopped at this valve. I'm going to go ahead and turn that valve to the open position. So propane is now running to the PS2000. And the final step we're going to do is actually hook it up to power. So now, on the inside, I have my Yeti 1000. Got it on 12 volts. I'm going to plug it in. You should hear a quick burst. That's just making sure that the fan motor is on. Now with our digital thermostat, we'll go ahead and turn it on. We're set to 68 degrees. We can turn that up. So now we're set to 86 degrees. 68 ambient, 69 ambient temperature. So what's going to happen is the heater is going to turn on and it's going to run until it reaches a cabin temperature at 86 degrees. Once it hits 86 degrees, it's going to toggle the unit off. And then once it drops 2 degrees, it's going to toggle the unit back on. And it's going to keep a nice consistent heat. We notice that that red flame button has come on. So we now are producing heat through our hot air duct. And now we're sucking cabin air in through here, going through the unit and recycling it back through the hot duct. And that is a quick setup video and running video of our PS2000 in a Freedom camper. If you have any questions or need help figuring out how to install it in your build, shoot us an email, support@propexnorthamerica.com. We'd be happy to help. Thank you.